Hey everybody, you know what day it is. It's Monday morning for you. It's Sunday afternoon for us. And I wanted to give you a couple updates of what's happening this week so that you know what's going on ministry-wise at LifePoint. The key thing is this Thursday evening, 7 o'clock, we're going to do a worship night together. It's going to be live here in person at 7 o'clock, and we'll also be presenting that online to you at home as well. So if you're planning to be with us, we'll follow all the same restrictions that we've been doing in terms of our meeting. We'll be at 25% capacity. You'll need to bring your mask with you, and we'll follow all of those same restrictions as you come in. That'll be at 7 o'clock, and then we'll also be doing it online if you're not going to come out to be with us. So I hope you'll join us Thursday, 7 o'clock for a worship and prayer night together. The other thing is, you're probably wondering who this is sitting next to me. This is Pastor Brian Lowther. He's going to be joining our team here at LifePoint Church. He's going to join us part-time in our adult ministries. He's going to be working in terms of discipleship and our life groups. And so we're excited to have him on our team. And I wanted to give him a chance just to tell you a little bit of his story this morning.
Hey everybody, in case you didn't know, I'm Brian. Pastor Brian Lowther, and I just wanted to briefly share a little bit about me so you know who I am, you know why I'm hanging around and probably trying to meet you and say, hey, tell me your story. So my story is this. I grew up as a Catholic in a Catholic household. My mom was a very devout Catholic. My dad was an agnostic, and so I was like a lukewarm Catholic. And my dad, in addition to being an agnostic, was also an alcoholic and a pack-a-day smoker, and he was always hanging around the bars. So when I was 17 years old, he went to an evangelistic rally and he got saved. He came to Jesus. He was born again, and he changed dramatically, 180 degrees. He quit smoking and quit drinking on the spot, and he hasn't had the desire since to do either one. And he started treating me and my siblings and my mom totally differently. So this change was so dramatic to me as a 17-year-old to watch my dad, my hero, go through this, just transformation, that I thought, whatever he did, I want to do that. So a few months later, I went to the same kind of evangelistic rally and I heard the gospel for the first time. Even though I've been hearing it throughout my life as a Catholic, I never really heard it. So I did at that moment, and I gave my life to Christ, and I started following Jesus in a very serious way. Got into Bible study, started going to church all the time. And so just to fast forward, to make this quick, I ended up meeting a girl at the college group of the church I was going to a few years later. We fell in love real quick, started talking about marriage within a week after we started dating, and we ended up getting married 4 years later. When we came back from our honeymoon, Debbie and I, that's my wife, Debbie, we started praying every night, and we prayed for 5 months straight that God would lead us to some grand plan, some grand adventure that we could do, some ministry that we could serve Him together. And lo and behold, we ended up finding and joining the staff at a place called the U.S. Center for World Mission in Pasadena. And we served there for the next 17 years. I served in graphic design and in writing and project management, and my wife served as like a secretariologist. Anyway, we all through those years, I would often feel these little nudges by God that to pursue pastoral ministry. But I always quieted them down because ultimately, Debbie didn't really want to be a pastor's wife. She didn't want to have pastor's kids. Sorry, Abby. Anyway, so I said, nah, that's not for me. But about 3 years ago, those nudges just got louder and louder and harder to ignore. And so I started to pursue and explore what it might look like for me to be a pastor of some kind, high school pastor, I didn't know. Ended up writing sermon notes for our pastor at our home church. He asked me if I could do that for him, just write, sermon analogies, sermon illustrations, stuff like that. And I found out that I really liked that and that it came really natural and easy to me. A little while after that, I met a person who heads up a thing in Transformation Ministries where he assigns pastors to churches when they need pulpit supply. And he got me a chance to preach out at a church in the desert called University Baptist Church, which some of you may know. I started preaching there a couple of times, and they kept inviting me back. And then after about the fifth time, they said, hey, do you want to just be our pastor? And I said, absolutely, because it was awesome. I loved it. And I preached there every Sunday for that whole year. And it was the best year of my life. Most glorious, most fulfilling, wonderful time I've ever had. And then at the end of that year, God nudged me in a different direction and provided another opportunity at a job at a Christian high school in Redlands to serve there and shepherd the kids and pastor the kids there. That was phenomenal. I always kind of thought maybe I'd end up as a high school pastor. That's why I wanted to take that job. And it was going great. And then the coronavirus hit. And the enrollment suffered, and the budget suffered, and the principal told me one day, hey, I don't know if we're going to have enough money to pay your salary. So for the first time in my life, I was out of a job. It was a very scary moment. And then out of the blue, Pastor Tate texted me and said, hey, we're looking at this new role we're wanting to develop at the church, and I don't know if you'd have any interest in this or anything. And I said, gosh, funny you should ask. It just came at the exact right moment, and it seemed like just the perfect fit. The more we talked about it, the more I realized, wow, this is stuff I'm really passionate about. Anyway, that is a very long, sorry to be so long, who I am and why I'm here. I'm really excited about meeting y'all. Hope to talk to you soon.
So excited to have Brian on our team with us here at Life Point Church, and I'm excited for his opportunity to get to meet you in the coming days. So we'll look forward to that. Also want to let you know that we weren't able to vote on our spending plan this past Sunday, so we're going to do that on our next Sunday. Those ballots will be in the back of the worship center for you when you come in. But we'll talk to you more about that in our Thursday update. Okay, everybody have a great week. God bless you guys.